Good morning, Doctor. Today we would like to present our coursework named the Register Color Code Calculator program for the course Computer Programming. So we are Group 2 and the group member involved is Wee Cheng Chong, Chong Ka-sian, and Yata Fan. This is the content for our presentation today, but due to the duration limitation from 1.0 to 1.4, I will only show it as reference. So this is the problem statement of our project. This is the requirement certification. This is the data analysis for our project. And for the function definition, in this project, in the coding, we have used such function involved. So for the first function group info, this function will display the name of the group member together with their matrix number, section, course code, and the date the group was established. For the function display, it will display the menu section. For the function reference, it will display a register reference list with the color coding. But for the function selection 2, it will ask the user to enter the 4 register code to determine the register and tolerance of a register by calling the register function. And for the function register, it will get the user inputted color code from the get code for color function by using the formula to calculate the resistance, which is the formula R, and it will estimate the resistance tolerance ranks, and lastly display the resistance tolerance and the resistance value. So last, for the function get code for color, it will calculate the resistance and the tolerance by lastly return the color code value enter for the band 1, 2, 3, and 4 and the resistance setter function.
So we are now coming to 2.0, which is implementation and program documentation. So firstly, these two pictures shows one of our codes to suit the project. So we can see the first line from my left side. You can see this is our file name, which is register color code calculator. And then next we have the hashtag include and using namespace std to start our program, which is so important. And next we have the perspective derivative, which is our information. We're using function void and store integer to for group info, menu display, color reference to get a color code, and to calculate resistance, menu to and to continue and or end the program. And next we have to identify the main function. So we integer the main. So which is we need to call function group info and also the display, and we declare the menu. So we use the do, if, and else if statement, which is if and else if is a ladder statement. So we count the enter menu number for the users, so the users can insert their menu. So if they choose 1, so it will call the reference and continue the program. If they choose 2, it will be selection 2. If they choose 3, it will be exit the program. If they didn't choose 1, 2, or 3, it will count out, which is cout, which is print out the please enter a valid input, because we're using the while statement of menu exclamation mark is equal to 1, 2, and 3, and we return to 0. And next we using the function void, which is to print out our code info, which is from 38 to 47 line. We can show our information. Move on to the next slide. And also the 50 and 58, we're using the function for the display, which is a main menu function definition, and the reference for the function definition, which will show the menu 1, 2, and 3, and also the color and the number respectively. And we can see the function selection 2, which is a function definition to let the users to insert the color code. And then while they insert, we will show to our function, which is a continue program. So we also need to let them to insert the string x, which is the x variable. So it will count the do you want to blah 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 to exit. So they insert the x variable. So if statement, if x is equal to 2, it will be selection 2 function. Else if x is equal to 3, it will be exit program. So next up we have our in DB 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next slide. And also we have the if and else if statement ladder. So you can see if they choose if in DB4 is equal to 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8 as an example, which is following the color respectively and also its tolerance. And also we can see we use the if and else if statement for the color by their alphabet, which is character, and also the number following, which is respectively. So this is our code for this program.
Hello, I'm Yathavan. My metric card number is DE210037. So once our group is done with the program, I'm gonna present about the testing and the verification. So when we test our program, we run out, it comes out with our group information, names, section, and the title. Below, it shows the menu from user to choose. So once the prompt user choose menu 1, it shows the color code reference of a resistor. And below, it shows to whether continue the program or number 3 to exit. So once the prompt user choose the number 3 exit, it exits the program. If the user number 2 chooses number 2, it continue to shows enter four codes of our resistor that we wanted to calculate. If we input 5431, it shows the value of the resistor is 54k ohms. And we have done with several other resistor numbers 5780 with the color code and 7457 with the other color code. So it comes out with the value of ohms in it. So we have done the verification through the Google. When we Google for color code red, orange, red, and brown, it shows up 2.3k ohms. In the earlier website, we have input the 2321 color code and it comes out 2.3k. So it is correct. And with the second verification, we have input in Google 5431 to check whether it's correct or not with our program. It shows the green, yellow, orange, and brown is 54k ohms. And it has shown we have input of 5431 and it is shown is 54k ohms. So the verification of our program, it is indeed correct. And in the end of this assignment, we could conclude that we have successfully developed a program using C++ programming language that can calculate the resistor value based on the color that is given in the table in the program. Other than that, we get to know to use well of the chapters that Mr. Helmi teaches. It is if and else function. And finally, it has been tested and verified that its functionality and its expected as needed in the assignment and as in the rubric. Thank you from me.